You will rub you or be exterminated! Exterminate! Exterminate! The TARDIS lands in 1925, where the Doctor and crew get invited to play cricket with Lord Cranley, and then eventually get invited to a costume party at Lord Cranley's home. When murders start to occur in the Doctor's costume for the party, he becomes framed for the acts. Can the Doctor prove his innocence? What is so special about the Black Orchid? And can the Doctor actually play cricket? All these important questions shall be answered now as we review Black Orchid, which aired the 1st and 2nd of March 1982 and was written by Terence Dudley and directed by Ron Jones. I'm Nick.
I'm Conrad.
And we are the Eyes of Harmony. Huzzah! I was doing a cricket thing, but yeah.
How's
that?
It's a kind of a stadium.
Okay, well, yeah, so Black Orchid.
Yes.
It's a thing.
It is.
So it's 2 parts. It's, the first 2-parter since Sontaran Experiment. That's a special story to us because, God. Watch our channel trailer.
yeah, we can explain that. And this is our second Peter Davison 2-part we're covering.
Quite recently. I mean, this is the first 2-parter that he did, but then we've already done The Awakening. If you're watching in chronological order, well done to you. But
or you've just seen.
If you stumbled it, then go and watch that one as well. But yeah, so I mean, it starts with guy strangling another guy with kind of.
It's really weird the opening moments because it just flick, and it's like, oh, there's a guy wandering around. There's a girl sleeping that looks like this. There's a guy dead.
Now
there's
now the guy is suddenly tied up. Yeah, it's weird. It's a weird jump from when. It's a weird jump from when he strangles the guy and then is suddenly tied up by Tony.
Yeah.
The Indian guy, which I mean, yeah, it makes sense, but like they didn't show that, so it's such a weird jump.
And why is he even being tied up? He escaped several times. They keep tying him up.
He must be the worst person at tying up. I know, like.
But why don't they do something a bit like, I don't know, get a cage or something?
Tie him to something,
Yeah.
But yeah. So.
It's a really bizarre opening few moments. Like, it just flicks several things in your face and you don't know quite how to take it before the TARDIS lands to the train station.
No, that's a really nice moment when the TARDIS. It's probably. I know, it's like nice that they actually went to the train station, it looked nice there and it kind of fit in. And like, I quite like the big TARDIS crew. It kind of feels a bit like a family, like, all the way back at the beginning.
Especially in this 2-party, not all of them get to really do a lot. I mean, ADRIC just sort of stands around and eats.
Yeah.
Tegan just makes the odd comment. It's really Nissa.
Mainly, Nissa.
And even then,
Sarah Sutton getting the kind
it's
of.
It's mainly her doppelganger that's doing most of everything. This one's just there as. They didn't really do anything with the doppelganger anyway. It's just that they were just there at the party. They had some
fun with it at the party.
And at the end, it kind of makes him drop Nissa, but.
Yeah, I mean, I like it, what they do with it, making it the companion this time with a doppelganger, because I mean, obviously this is done before in the Massacre with the first Doctor, and then Enemy of the World with the second Doctor.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they could have gotten somewhere with it, but in 2 parts, I mean, what can you do?
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, literally part 1 is... it's just... So they arrive, guy at the station's like, hey, you the Doctor?
Yeah, that's weird. Well, how does he know? And they never explain that.
It's because there was another man called the Doctor who was supposed to arrive by train.
Oh, yeah.
They should have had that at the ending, him arriving, going, sorry, I'm late. You like that, So then he goes and plays cricket, which, I mean, it's okay to watch.
He's good in...
he's good at it. I mean... Well, I think it's quite good they actually got the Doctor to play the cricket, because, I mean, it's made sense for the costume for just that moment.
I mean, they did nothing with it otherwise, so it was kind of nice to see.
Well, they used a stick of celery and Androzani.
I mean, in terms of, like, the cricketing acts, not as much.
Yeah, but, I really like Peter Davison's costume. It's just, I don't know, it kind of appeals to me. It's not bad odd, it's just odd, unlike Colin Baker's, which is just, oh dear.
My eyes!
I love going oh dear about it, but yeah, I know, Peter Davison's one isn't too bad really, because it's kind of a lot of white really, so it's very still much a suit.
Yeah, just kind of creamy.
Yeah, with a pullover. I mean, the trousers are probably the most weirdest part about it, or the question marks.
Mostly the question mark.
I quite like the hat, but the hat seemed to disappear later on
it's here and there.
No, in this story, yeah, but like later on in the series, his hat kind of disappeared.
Yeah, it's not a regular feature of the costume, but it's just there sometimes, and sometimes not. It just depends on when they
So yeah, then they go back and it's a costume party. Hooray!
Yeah, and like because he does well, they bring him back to the house.
Yeah, the house.
And like,
it's just such a weird thing to have in Doctor Who. It's like this is the first no sci-fi story since the Highlanders.
Yeah.
1966 to 1967. This is 82.
But they still had some kind of monster in it.
Yeah.
Some description.
But he wasn't a monster. He was just a guy
no. But in some description, kind of.
It was just so.
It's different.
So odd, but it's kind of. I like it. I still have fun watching it. It's weird. It's like not one I dodge watching. So if someone said, "Do you want to watch this?" I'd go, yeah. Why the hell not? Sure. Because I mean, it's got some decent action pieces. It's got fire. It's got falling off building. It's got strangulation. It's got dancing. It's got ADRIC eating.
Best moments.
The Charleston. I love it how like. When he goes, oh, well, you're Nissa because you can't do that. And she's like, oh, can't I? And she dances the Charleston perfectly just because Tegan showed her once.
That's true.
Showed her once. And she didn't even practice it. She just showed up. And suddenly...
She could dance on track and...
Yeah, but different dances. More ego. Oh, look at me.
Oh.
Yeah, so...
one of the biggest issues I have with this story is the pacing because it's
so,
just...
Oh, yeah. The end is so fast. Like... Yeah. It's so slow. Last 30 seconds. Everything. It's so weird. It's literally everything is revealed at the end, but the Doctor knew earlier on because of a book. I don't know. But I mean, the Black Orchid's barely in it. No. But I guess it makes sense to the title. But I mean,
it's just sort of. I mean, they spent a lot of time on them. The name of the episode, they didn't spend a lot of time with him.
It's just so weird
just
and like
there and around and sometimes.
There's the house. I mean, I like it. I like the Doctor when he's like walking around trying to find the place. I think they should have. The one really good thing is when the odds are up against the Doctor. Yeah. Like in Midnight, this is what I'd kind of reflect it to when there's so much evidence against the Doctor and he can't do anything, or when everybody's ganging up on him and he generally can't do anything to help. But that's how it felt at the house. Obviously, not as well done.
I would say, actually, we're getting into that moment, but when he's being ganged up and taken away to be arrested. He just casually brings him into the TARDIS. Like, I know it's one way to convince people.
No, I meant just at the house. But yeah, I'm like, why is the Doctor suddenly so...
This is a very far cry from William Hartnell's, oh, you see my TARDIS, you'll tell everybody I'm going to take you away.
Yeah.
Like, it's such a far cry from it. It just casually brings these random police officers into the TARDIS from back in the past. Just casually time travels over.
They do it alone as well. Like the more later series, like I think
I would say at least in this story they actually had reactions to it, unlike in The Awakening. But I mean,
yeah, they did. Yeah, he was like, at least the police officer was like,
all three of them were.
It was good.
But it's like,
but it's still like, why show these people? See, what I thought is what should have been done is so he was going to the TARDIS, and that was just to escape, just to go, well, there's nothing alien, it's just a murder, it's not my problem, and then just fly away with them, But then when they got to the station, they're like, oh, the TARDIS isn't here. What I think it should have been done was taken back to all the way to the police station, but not able to get to. So the Doctor had to prove them without having to just, look, it's a spaceship, fly it back.
Not that they had the time to, because, they'd done, all this other stuff. They didn't. By the time we got to that moment, there wasn't a lot left.
Yeah, it's just filler. Filler. This is what the entire story is. It's the filler of the season. From Cash to Valve, Fall to Doomsday, Kinder, Visitation, Black Orchid, Earthshock, Time Flight. You know, Black Orchid is the filler.
Yeah.
It's just that, oh god, we need two scripts, and let's just make one where they dance, play cricket, and there's a bit of a murder mystery.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's not exactly.
Sorry.
It's not exactly executed badly. It's just there's not much to it.
There's a few other problems I have. Well, actually, first off, the kind of the setting and the having the murder mystery does kind of bring Mary the Unicorn and Wasp.
Yeah, I thought that as well. Yeah, as I watched it, I was thinking, this is quite like the kind of mystery, you know, building the party outside. I mean, I felt really bad. I felt sorry for them because when they started filming the party scene, it was all sunny and everything. But like halfway through, it became all rainy and horrible, and you can see the ground's all horrible and like rainy and horrible, and like they're all dancing, and it's like it's not sunny. Stop dancing, go inside. But then at the end, it's suddenly sunny again when they're on the roof, and like everything's different dye. Yeah.
And one of the stupidest things I'll say is just the lady not saying about the body and trying to.
Why? What was the point? Like completely. Well, no, it was her son who killed.
Her son, yeah. And I mean, in a way, she's trying to protect him.
Lady Cranley. She never actually had a first name. She was just given Lady Cranley, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, she's just.
But still, like, she changes her tune so blimmin' quickly. It's like it was barely worth it.
Yeah.
Like it's her son. You know, oh, I'm gonna tell the police. It's like no, and like the girl's like no, and then she's like, oh, well, it's all my fault, and that's her story arc.
That's it.
I have to say, like, when they did reveal that the person was the
had his tongue cut out. Yeah.
Well, the thing was George. Like that wasn't really a. I mean, it was a surprise to the viewer. God. But like nobody reacted as such. Just like, oh, it's George. Oh, let's continue talking.
Okay. Yeah. But it's just how quickly they revealed it. It's like just at the side, at the end, so casually. Oh, it's George. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, his tongue cut out by Indians. Tony saved him.
Oh yeah. Okay.
But he lost his mind. Yeah, he killed Tony, didn't he? And then didn't Tony put something between the floorboards? Did they ever go back to that?
Something between the floorboards.
Yeah, it's like he pushed something down. I swear I've seen him do that during the squabble, but I think they never went back to it. Maybe it was a deleted scene.
I don't know.
But yeah,
so Tony was kind of, you know,
did nothing.
No, he did nothing.
He just sat around, did bad knots, can't tie up anybody. That's it.
No, it wasn't really anything.
But yeah, he had too many characters for such a short script. I think that's where The Awakening fell flat as well. When you try and have too many characters in 2 episodes, 50 minutes, it's too hard.
It's definitely too ambitious. I mean, some aspects were done quite nicely for the 2 episodes, like the camera work.
Oh yeah, no, it's really good, and it's nice location, nice footage. I mean, the falling off the roof is pretty well executed.
No,
why did it?
Hug?
Oh no, don't hug me. I wish he tripped over something. I wish he tripped. Like not just gone. Oh no, not a hug. Trip over his own feet. What would have been more sad is if he went to hug George, the other boy. George went to hug. Is it Sir Roderick? No, it's like Robert. Is it Robert? I think so. Well, goes to hug him and then trips over and falls.
Yeah.
That would have made it more sad. Instead of going, oh, not a hug. No. But I mean, it's a pretty decent fall, except no blood around the head again.
Yeah, well, I mean, they'd already gotten their complaints about what was that before?
Charles approaches George.
Charles, sorry. It was
where people fall off.
Resurrection. Resurrection was after this, wasn't it?
Yeah, Resurrection was well.
Yeah, because that was where the complaints about the blood and stuff and police murdering people.
With the police murdering, because then it made kids not trust policemen. But yeah, I mean, the costumes are good, and the Harley Quinn is creepy.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I mean, that's really, really creepy.
That running around murdering people. they don't really get to see it for very long.
That's the problem. It should have been. I mean, it's on the cover of the DVD, which is a nice cover for what it's got.
Also, I have to say, because they were saying at the end, like, oh, George, he would never hurt. What was her blooming name? Anne.
And
He'd never hurt Anne, despite the fact that he hurt her earlier. And killed them. Why did he even attack her? Like.
Well, trying to hold her back, I guess. Well, he couldn't communicate with her, but why didn't he just write, "Hello, Anne. It is me, George," on a piece of paper?
Something.
Because he lost his mind. I mean, it would be distressing, but I don't think he'd go around killing people. I don't know. Sometimes you live too long to see the hero become the villain. Go all Batman.
Despite the fact we never saw him as the hero.
No.
Oh, then he brought back a.
Actually, well, no, that was the bad thing. He took the orchid, so it was a villain who turned into a villain.
Yeah.
Because it was sacred to the Indians. I mean, it's just there's too much for too little time, really. But there's too much in part 2. Like, part 1, they spend about 15 minutes before the actual story kind of gets going. They spend it so much on cricket and choosing costumes, and oh my god, she looks like her. Oh my god, where do you come from? Worcestershire.
Yeah, they spent ages on that. It's like.
I mean, it's well acted and everything, and
I thought there was
not fun, but it's just a lot of nothing, really. It's like, doesn't change anything in the grand scheme of Doctor Who. You could remove this story from the universe and nobody would ever notice.
Well, yeah, for the most part, nobody would notice.
Except that famous cricket scene. That's the only thing that this one is most famous for, that cricket scene.
According to this Doctor Who wiki site, that the 5th Doctor handbook rated as the highest rated story of the Davison era.
Wait, what?
I can check that.
Where?
There. The top.
Which is being the highest rated story. Well, there you go. Apparently, it's the highest rated story of the Peter Davison era. No, there's the Case of Androzani.
Yeah,
and the 5 Doctors.
And Resurrection of the Daleks.
And the Visitation and Earthshock. But no.
No.
Black Orchid. That's the one to watch.
Yeah.
I mean, it's nice in some ways because you see the TARDIS when not everything goes wrong, like, aliens every time, Because come on, it wouldn't always be like that. This is like when Rose and, the 9th Doctor had adventures to nice places without there being anything wrong.
Yeah.
This is what it is. This was like a taste, of the boring days in the TARDIS. This is what it is. It's just a murder mystery instead.
Yeah, it's a casual.
Just a casual people killing, and, it's just a thing. It's odd. It's random. It's just weird. And it's the abrupt ending. Jesus.
Yeah,
Here's a book. Here's your clothes.
Goodbye.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's just.
And like they say thank you for the Doctor for being at the funeral. But at the same time, everyone else is dressed in black and they're all there in their multicoloured clothing. Like, that's not very respectful if everybody else is in morning clothes and they're just...
Unless they got changed really quickly, I guess. But the Doctor... I know, the Doctor would... I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, 3 good things, because we kind of covered everything, really. There's not much else.
3 good things. The set, the acting, and the camera work.
Well, you could have said that more depressingly. Okay.
Even worse.
Well, my 3 good things. One good thing is it shows a TARDIS on not, everyday occurrence. It's trying to show, this is what it's like when it's not always aliens and stuff. And it had its goal. I mean, it was historical a bit, but didn't do anything with that. They could have done something a bit more. But then the story before they did do the burning down of London. So, yeah.
True.
That's kind of a big thing.
Jump.
So it shouldn't be like 2 after the other. Another good thing, I'd say Sarah Sutton does quite well playing both characters, especially when they would have had to do split screen. I mean, they get the eye contact pretty well, like where the other person was supposed to be standing. Maybe they had actors standing in the place for them to work off. But I mean, it still worked pretty damn well for what they did when they did split screen and two Nissans. You know, the conversation actually flowed between them, which was quite well done, really. And the third thing, I guess, sets. I mean, I enjoyed the cricket scene quite a bit because, I mean, it's nice. Like, in the lodger, I enjoy the football scene, though the Doctor's a bit of a dick, not passing at all. Like, come on. At least in cricket, you can be selfish because, you know, it's a kind of a one.
Yeah.
You don't play, you know, between other people, but in football, it's much more of a team sport. So now we need Peter Capaldi to play volleyball. That's what we want.
Oh God!
That's the finale. And he falls over, and then he regenerates.
Oh my gosh! I just see him.
I think he'd be more like a ping pong player.
Right, that's normal volleyball, not beach volleyball.
Oh no! No offense, Peter, but. Not for us.
No.
Okay, three bad things.
The pacing, it's pretty off, slow,
until
fast.
The end. Slow. Yeah, that's one of mine as well. Pacing's so off, so off.
Yeah. I would say just casually TARDIS. Doesn't even matter. Just bring them all in.
Bring them all in.
Bring everyone in.
Everybody's have a party. Let's have a party in here.
Hey, you're out on the streets. You can come in the TARDIS too.
And the Sontaran just walks in from the Invasion of Time. I've been here for ages trying to find my way out.
I lived on scraps and drinking the swimming pool.
Yeah, that's what happened. Okay. Third and final bad thing.
I'll say mostly how they handled George. Both, they're not really being clear about the lady explaining it, to George feeling weak, to his death being feeble.
Yeah.
All that, just George, kind of, except for the murdering was kind of effective, I guess, but mostly George. When George is George and not the legs.
Yeah. Because they did it quite well that they didn't show his face until part 2. That was quite decent. But then they didn't do a reveal, he just walked in.
Yeah, no, actually.
What was the point of that build-up?
They spent so long hiding it that, he's just there.
Yeah, so I'd say, the reveal of George was bad, and, you know, the, how they handled it. Oh, it's George. Like, oh, okay. Thanks. As I said, the pacing is so bad. Like, there's not even a plot until about 20 minutes in. So then you get 5 minutes plot. I mean, you get a bit at the beginning, but if you added up the amount of time spent on actual plot, it's about 5 minutes in the first episode, or less.
Probably less.
Yeah. And 3, the party's too small. For such a prestige house.
True. No,
it's
probably just rich guests, I assume.
Mate, you want to show off to everybody when you're in a house that big.
True. That might be last week's party. This was just a smaller, more comfortable
costume.
one.
No, you could do costume when it's a big party. Big party, you do costume. When it's small, you just sit around watching Cool Cat Saves the Kids. And I love all the kids. Yeah, so nerdy. Is there anything about this that's nerdy?
There's a few things.
Only the first only historical, only historical, no sci-fi added in since Highlanders. And then after this, the only thing since that is Countryside in Torchwood. It's not include any sci-fi elements. So there you go.
Hang on. So in the DVD release, Peter Davison, Janet Fielding, Matthew Walthouse didn't look back favourably on this story, let's say. They didn't like the script. They thought it was kind of weak at the time, weak now. the one of the characters had his voice dubs. Oh, the Tony. Yeah, he had, due to lip disc, he had his voice dubbed.
Yeah, I thought he spoke really clearly for that but I just kind of went, he's done
might
practice.
Be an echo or something.
I thought he was just good practice that he spoke like, voice dub, okay. Yeah, this is the first two-parter since some time experiment. As mentioned before, it's not the first time that an actor's played two roles in it. So Sarah Sutton's probably the third. This is in the same story though. People have appeared twice in Doctor Who, but this stuff, in the same story. Patrick Troughton did an Enemy of Word, and William Hartnell did it in The Massacre. Is William Hartnell villain in The Massacre, the other half, or is it just a character?
He's the villain.
Okay, okay, that's cool. I need to read The
Abbott.
Massacre. Abbott. Any other nerdy? That's of interest. Okay, so conclusion, Conrad.
So the story, has some good aspects. Its location is nice. Has an okay premise in itself, and the costumes are good. And there's the camera work sometimes is quite nice. I mean, shots of the legs.
Yeah.
Very good. However, there is an awful lot wrong with it. From the pacing to lack of respect for the TARDIS, I guess, to the villain not once revealed, just little crumbling from there. And just in general, it's not. I don't think it'll be one that I'll particularly. Well, not only not come back to, since I don't actually come back for a story in a long time, but it's one that I won't necessarily think of when I think of great Peter Davison stories or anything. Nowhere near it. It's there. I mean, it has its good points, but I think it has its bad kind of outweighs it, to be honest. And that's why overall it gets a 3 out of 10 from me.
Okay. Yeah, that's 3 out of 10 from Conrad. Right. Black Orchid is short, snappy, and nothing at all. The first 20 minutes, nothing happens apart from some cricket and dancing, but it's still kind of strangely charming. It's not that the story is bad, but it's just one of those Doctor Who stories where nothing that happens changes the grand scheme of Doctor Who, like Love and Monsters and Edge of Destruction. Just nothing much happens.
Yeah.
This story falls right after the Visitation, and that's very well liked. And right before Earthshock, that big Peter Davison story that every Who fan knows about. His placement is like a breath between these two stories. So, watching in order, it feels a little nice and a happy, chirpy story after, before and after these hard-hitting stories. Like Visitation is hard-hitting because they started the Great Fire of London. Then Earthshock, ADRIC dies. Yeah. Spoiler alert. But never mind.
At least he got a good meal before he died.
Yeah, so it's like a breath, and continue into the hard hitting ones. The story's fine with really bad pacing problems though, mainly really long beginning, which is part 1, and a really rushed end, last 5 minutes of part 2. The acting is good, the sets and action pieces are exciting and fun. I mean, it's hard to give something so little of score. I mean, there's just not much to score. I found it easier scoring the Born Again 2005.
We didn't even score that.
I did.
You did?
Yeah. So I give Black Orchid a 4 out of 10. It's enjoyable, and not by any means bad, but it's way better than the Dominators, but it's not, terrible. It's not the story that I'd say I dodge, but it's not one I go, oh, it's one of my favourites. I watch it, every
given the choice,
4 years.
Well,
if I was given the choice of others, but say if I was given the choice between Time and Rani, Black Orchid, and the Dominators, I'd definitely go Black Orchid. Unless I hadn't watched the other two in ages.
Was 2-parter. This was a 2-parter anyway. It's less painless.
Well, say The Awakening or Black Orchid. Which one would you watch?
Yeah, probably Black Orchid.
Black Orchid, yeah. The other one. Which is the other 2-parter? Oh, Resurrection. No, that was 2 parts, but not really supposed to be 2 parts. Oh, King's Demons. Yeah, well, we'll get to that, and then we can compare all three, which is the best two-part of Peter Davison story. But yes, so that's our thoughts on Black Orchid. Tell us what you think of Black Orchid below. I mean, yeah, it's short and sweet and weird and dancing and cricket, and how's that? Yeah. So, subscribe.
Or not, you know, you could... there isn't anything to say on to this one, is there?
Don't just be a harlequin and put on a mask and pretend to like us.
Yeah, you gotta be more one of those, you know, other people. You gotta be that one Henry VIII guy, you know, someone who stands out and chooses who he dances with. Yeah,
don't be an Anne and Nissan pretending to be who you're not. Be yourself. Life rules from Eyes of Harmony. Yeah, so we'll see you next time for our next review. We hope you enjoyed. Tell us what you think below. Bye!
Bye!